leading into the next album, because they are for sure making one. They have said that they are on the road making an album. They are on that grind. Tyler said when describing the album, there's a character that hasn't been talked about that plays a huge role. That's probably where we're going next. Who is that person then? It might be Ned because of Ned's popularity. They might be like trying to go that route, you know, go out with a bang. Or what I think it's gonna be Clancy, because they really hyped us up with all this like Dima, Bishops, Clancy kind of stuff. Then the album came out and it was kind of like no real mention of it on the album, you know, besides Nico, which we had before the album. So then I kind of thought like, okay, maybe we'll get some more answers on tour, but like not like a ton of questions were answered. So I don't know. I hope it's Clancy. And another reason I think it's Clancy is because Clancy's kind of believed to be some like persona of Josh, and Josh was not really that much a part of like the writing of Trench because he was living in LA and Tyler was living in Ohio. And I feel like I read somewhere, don't quote me on this, I feel like I read somewhere that like Josh didn't even record at Tyler's home studio. I don't even know if he had his room for like a drum kit. I mean, in all the pictures I've seen, I've never seen one. I remember reading something about Josh like sending him recordings. Like, really? You guys can't just like fly? Actually, doing some research just the other week, Mute Math's lead singer actually had a lot to do with the production of Trench, so Josh might be getting a replacement soon. I just think that the reason Clancy's going to be a lot more on this era is because they are writing on the road, so they're like together again, so hopefully that means that there's like more incorporation of the two, because I think that's what the people want. Oh, and another thing, this kind of goes to like some of my live theories. So in another interview, Tyler mentioned that the B stage in the live show is supposed to be an escape from Dima, and people pointed out that during his B stage he sings the Young Gravestones, and then he becomes kind of like trapped by the neon lights. But what I thought was really interesting, and I didn't see anyone on the internet say this, so I'm giving myself credit, he goes back to the main stage during the song Pet Cheetah, so it kind of almost signifies that he's getting like chased back to Dima. And I even just think it's interesting too, because Pet Cheetah in itself is kind of like an oxymoron a little bit. Like, yeah, cheetahs look all cute and cuddly, but they could also like kill you and eat you alive, so that's cool. So I feel like it's just like the cheetah, like Pet Cheetah just kind of symbols, so I feel like Pet Cheetah just kind of like symbolizes Tyler feeling like anxious while he's escaping, and then kind of like being like, alright, I'm ahead. No, I just feel like he's kind of like, I'm getting really anxious from all this like uncertainty of escaping. I'm just gonna go back and like play it safe. And like, I feel like a lot of people felt that in life. I mean, even though it's like a place you hate, there's some type of like comfort in it because that's like all you know. Like we were just talking about earlier, like hometowns, for example. Some people just feel like safe there because that's what they were grown up knowing. But there's so much out there in the world, and it can be scary to kind of go into like the unknown, because sometimes you think you know something, you don't. So I kind of think it has to do with that. And I mean, like if we're talking in like a more literal term, I do think it's kind of supposed to talk about how, like, you know, Tyler's like the most humble celebrity I can think of. Like I said, he's an international superstar living in Ohio. That's like not normal. So I don't think Dima like represents Ohio. I feel like Dima represents fame, especially like in the Blurry Face era. So I feel like he was escaping back to Ohio, being all like, I just need like away from this for a while. And then Pet Cheetah was kind of like not just anxiety, but maybe also like adrenaline, like, oh, all right, like, man, let's get back to it. I mean, I know fame causes me to feel like some hurtful things, but there's also good things that come out of it too. So that's kind of like what rushes him back. That was like a lot of metaphors. So here's my last thing. Think back, way back to the Dima website days. What good days those were. Obviously, we've forgotten a lot about it, and I hope that he brings it up a little more, or like kind of revives it in a way when this next era hits. He definitely has given it a little nod here and there. Remember Tyler's like weird tweets more than a few months ago? So the first one was that "dump your old selfies, cowards" tweet, which, why would he space it out like that? I didn't figure this out. I found this on the internet somewhere, but if you were to type in like the first letter of each of those, D-Y-O-C, it autocorrects to D-I-O-C, which the definition of that, I don't even know what that word is, dioc? The definition of that word is of or concerning a diocese. Diocese.
Diocese.
So then when you look up what a diocese is, it means a district under the pastoral care of a bishop in the Christian church. I get it, like they have a lot of time, I'm sure, in the tour bus to just like look up random words on the internet, but like that's just why. So weird. When used in a sentence, for example, the bishop is in charge of a diocese. Diocese. I don't think that's English. That kind of gave a nod to at least like the other bishops, because like we all remember Nico, but like what about the Niners? It's like whenever there's a band, you know, like Jesse and the Rippers, like could you name any of the Rippers? Yeah, big fan. And then he also did like another one, go to bed you piece of chaff. We don't curse here. So if you type in GYPS, it is the scientific name for a group of old world vultures. They just have too much time on their hands. I said that was the last one, but I actually lied. I completely forgot about this because I had it in a separate document. But this time last year when I came out with my video for each song that I was reacting to, a lot of people did not like my video for Young Gravestones. A lot of people in the comments mentioned that I wasn't listening to the song and I kept talking over it, but if they would have just watched the whole video, they would have realized that the first half was me listening and kind of talking, and then the second half was me reacting to the lyrics like hard copy. It was also like 2 in the morning. Like if I stopped for every little thing, especially in that song, like how deep it is, it would have taken me forever to finish. So between this time last year and now, I definitely did realize some things in the song The Young Gravestones, and one of them was the last lyric. The last lyric is, find your grandparents or someone of age, pay some respects for the path that they paved, to life they were dedicated, how that should be celebrated. So at first, I kind of like rolled my eyes at this one. I'm sure you could probably maybe see that in the video, because I kind of thought he was saying like older generations weren't as emo as we are now, and like we should respect our elders, and like I'm your typical millennial. But like one day, like not that long ago, it kind of clicked in my mind that he wasn't talking about like that. He was saying that the people in your lineage that came before you made a decision, made the choice to stay alive, and that's why you're here. They paved the path to your life. So I don't know. I kind of now see it in a different light, and I think that one makes more sense anyways. So, and here's another thing I didn't catch the first time, but it goes along the same theory that I had in my video about like celebrity deaths, especially suicides or overdoses. It kind of gives the celebrity a boost of fame for a little bit. I mean, obviously when Mac Miller died, a lot of people started listening to him. I really didn't hear this lyric until like just the other week when I was writing this, and I think that that's crazy that I thought that before I even noticed this line. But one of the lines was, I could use the streams, which streams like streaming on Spotify or something, like how we listen to these people's music to kind of remember them. And in the video, because it was recent, I related it a lot to Mac Miller, but obviously it had nothing to do with Mac Miller. Tyler said that Trench was finished in August and Mac Miller died in September, so like that makes no sense. And it started to like hit me that like he might have been talking about Linkin Park's frontman, because I have a feeling, just being in like the same genre, they've probably crossed paths in their lifetime. And I think that his passing away definitely opened up a lot of conversation about mental health. So I just feel like the overarching theme into this album is just Tyler's life perspective has changed because of fame, like true like international stardom. And that's like a perfect example. You know, Tyler might have had these like bad thoughts before fame, but now that he's famous and a household name status, if he were to pass away, everyone would know about it. Not just like the alternative community or the underground like Ohio community, like no, everyone would know. So I think that's like kind of a little bit of added pressure, but also maybe it has given him more of a reason to stay alive. I don't know, I'm not Tyler Joseph. But anyways, that is my official 1 year in review of Trench. Not really, it wasn't really much of a review, more than it was just like more theories that I've kind of found. I am hoping that they come out with something really soon, because I don't know how many more of these I can make, even though I love them obviously. So please comment below if you agree, disagree. I love hate comments. Just any other theories, you know, send me links. I'll link everything like down below that I found on the internet, because obviously these weren't like all mine. They've just been things that I've been saving. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe. I'm super close to 1,000. Super close. It's making me anxious. It's my pet, Cheetah. Cheetah. Please subscribe, please. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.